Hello, my name is Dennis Klinger, and this is my presentation on my project, MediTrack. So a little bit of background on the project. The idea for this project came from the recognition of a problem that many people face, and that's just remembering to take your medications at a specific time every day. I actually see myself having this problem with vitamins in the morning and remembering to take them, so I can even see this problem in my own life. So I set out to solve this problem with a web app. The idea behind the web app was that users would be able to sign in and sign up. So create an account, sign in, and log medications with the medication name, the amount that they currently have, and the time that they usually take them at. And the web app would remind them every day at the time that they entered to take their medication or vitamin. Um, so that's kind of where the idea came from for this project. Um, so the tech stack that I used to develop this web app for the front end, I used React and Bootstrap. React is a very common and popular front end framework. It's backed by Meta. It allows for component based development of front end systems. So I was able to utilize that and many of its other benefits. I also used a CSS framework called Bootstrap, which just allows easier layout of pages. So it has a grid system that is really easy to use, and it allows you to place components where you want them. And it also makes everything dynamic, so if you resize the page, everything resizes correctly. So super helpful. For the back end, I used Node.js, which just allows JavaScript to run in different environments other than the browser. So I used that for the back end. I also used Express.js, which allowed me to write my entire back end, all the API endpoints, everything I needed in JavaScript, which made things super simple. And for my database, I used MySQL. MySQL is a staple in the industry and super popular, easy to learn, and I've had previous experience with it before, so I was fairly comfortable using it. For version control, I use GitHub, another super popular technology. Just allows me to have a repository and keep track of changes, branch off, and make my changes, merge them back in. Super good version control, so I decided to use that. And finally, for third-party authentication, I used Firebase, which allowed me to implement a feature that allows users to sign into my app with their Google account. So that was the tech stack that I used. For deployment of the actual website, I decided to go with DigitalOcean. I've used them before, and I've had really good experiences. They have really cheap plans. I think it's like $6 a month for a server, so I was able to set that up very quickly and very cheap. So I decided to go with them. So the results for this project, I was able to implement CRUD operations, including sign up and sign in for users and adding and deleting medications. I was also able to implement the third-party authentication with Firebase, including signing up and signing in with Firebase and Google. The idea for this project was to have a feature that sent a notification out to the users every day at the time specified. But unfortunately, the server that I rented on DigitalOcean blocked the ports for automated emailing in order to reduce spam servers and stuff like that. So unfortunately, I was unable to implement the notification feature. I was, however, able to implement the backend logic using cron jobs that would be used to send the emails. So the cron jobs basically trigger every hour, and they query the database for users who have a medication to be taken at the current time. So it currently queries the database automatically, but the only thing missing is the notification part of it. So sending the actual email is just missing, but if the ports weren't blocked, it would be fairly simple to implement. I would just need to generate the email and send it out, as all the other logic is written. So those were the results for this project. So conclusion. Although I wasn't able to implement all the features I wanted to implement, I did learn a lot from this project. First of all, I learned about developing every part of a web app, from the front end to the back end, database configuration, and setting up the server all by myself. So this helped me understand like how everything is connected in a web app. So instead of just being specialized in front end or the back end, I was able to see the entire picture, how everything communicates, how everything works together as a system. So that was really insightful, and I learned a lot from that. I was also able to set up a GitHub workflow. So what I did was I made a workflow so that every time somebody commits to the project, it will try to build the new code. And what this does, it just ensures that the new code is building correctly and it's not breaking anything in a major way. So I was able to do that. I also was able to set up a job that pushes new code to the server. So if I didn't have this, I would have to, every time I wanted to update the server with the new code, I would have to SSH into the server, pull the code manually, build everything, and then deploy it. So I just made this workflow to do this automatically, which saved me a lot of time. So these were really, really helpful, and this was something that I had never done before. So I was able to learn a lot about that. This project also showed me that a relatively simple idea could have a lot of small, intricate problems that proved to be fairly difficult to solve. One of these problems, for example, was the consideration of time zones. So for our app, the server needs to know what time to send a notification to the user. But the user might be in Central Time or Eastern Time, so you have to make conversions from the user's time zone to UTC, which is what the server uses, and so that the server can actually query the database correctly and send the notifications at the correct time. This was a big problem that I did not expect to have. I was able to solve it, but this just kind of showed me, at the surface level, everything may seem straightforward, but there's a lot of smaller problems that you need to solve to implement a web app like this. So that's what I learned. I learned a lot. So now I can go into the demo. So this is the website for MediTrack. You can access it at this IP and port. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a actual URL name for it, but if you visit this IP address and this port, it'll come up for you. So this is the landing page. We have the title and just a short description of what the app's purpose is, and then our sign in and sign up buttons. So we can go ahead and click sign up. And this is our form for signing up. It's fairly straightforward. We can go ahead and do this. So let's do, my first name is Dennis, my last name is Klingener, and I'll just make my username demo. My phone number, I'll just put a fake phone number, and also a fake email. So there we go. My time zone. So these are all the time zones. Currently, I only implemented time zones for the United States. I didn't want to implement time zones for anywhere on the globe because it would have been very difficult. And this time zone problem actually turned into much more difficult a problem than I thought it was going to be. There was many times I had to go back and rewrite the code to make this work correctly. So this was actually a challenge for me that I did not see. So here we can just type a password. Let's see. And so now we have all of our forms filled out, so we can go ahead and sign up. We get a success message, and now we can go to login. And submit. And we're logged in. So in the background, I use JWT tokens to verify the user and also get the user's information on the back end, which I can show you that here. So now that we're actually logged in, I can add a new medication. So this is our new medication form. You can just say, just do test here. How many pills do I currently have? Let's just say I have 10. I take one every day, and I take it at, let's see, 9 a.m. every morning. And then this this form is for refills. So once the database sees that you have no more pills left, it will, well, the idea was to implement a feature that asks you if you got re-prescribed, and if you selected yes, then it would refill with this amount. So let's say I put 10, and in 10 days I no longer have any. It'll ask me, well, the plan was for it to ask me if I got re-prescribed, and if I said yes, then it would reset the value to 10. So for now, we'll just say the refill amount is 10, and we'll go ahead and add. And if we refresh here, we can see that the the medication was added. We can click on it. We have our delete option, and also just the current status for this medication. So we can go back here, and if we sign out and then sign back in, we can see that this is automatically populated with the user's information, and this is done using JWT tokens. So on sign in, if everything is verified, a JWT token is created with the user's ID, which allows the backend to query for that user's medications and then display them here. So that's pretty much all the features for this app, but I can show you that we are able to actually sign up with Google using Firebase. So if I go ahead and click sign up with Google, it'll take me to a new page and I can enter my email. So I'll just enter here my email, and I'll make a password. Well, it's my password. Oops. There we go. It'll bring me back. And since we still need some information that Firebase doesn't provide, we will have to finish filling them in here. So here's my name. Just do demo 2. Phone number, I'll just do a fake phone number. My email. And then my time zone. So all of our profile information is finished, so we can go ahead and click finish. It'll bring us back to the sign in page where we can just click this button, log in with Google, and it should just log us right in. So now I can do the same thing as the other user, is just create a medication. So we'll change this so I can show you that it's actually changing here, and my doctor prescribes 100. So we can go ahead and add, and if we refresh, it's still here with the information that I entered. So if we sign out, sign back in, log in with Google, this still populates with the user's information. Also, if I wanted to go ahead and delete this, I could just click here, so it shows our information, and I could just go ahead and click the delete button. It brings us back, and if we refresh, it's gone. So this just shows the delete functionality. So that is MediTrack. These are all the features that I was able to implement. Like I said earlier, unfortunately, I wasn't able to implement the notifications, but all of the logic in the backend is there. It's just the part where you generate the email and send it. All of the logic to query the database and get all the users who need to have a notification sent to them is present. It's just the email part that's missing. So yeah, that was MediTrack. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.